With the Switch 2 Direct just days away, we're bound to see more footage on the elusive new Mario Kart game that was the face of the initial Switch 2 trailer. So how about instead of more outlandish hopes for the new Mario Kart, let's go make some more reasonable predictions that we'll either see in the next trailer or in the game in general. Hey everybody, it's Johanian, and let's get on with predicting, but how about we make it more interesting by rating everything 1 out of 5 stars by how likely they have a chance of showing up. Because I know I said let's not make outlandish predictions, but trust me, they get pretty out there anyway. So let's ground ourselves, shall we? First are the amount of tracks in the game. Most Mario Karts up until 8 only had 8 cups with 32 tracks, 4 cups with 16 new tracks, and 4 cups with 16 retro tracks. Now 8 shook things up by having DLC cups that were a hybrid of new and old tracks in their cups. And with 8 Deluxe, in 2022 they added 12 new cups with the same hybrid style. Now do I think they'll keep this hybrid style? Are they going to keep 8 cups? My thoughts are no to both. I think with 8 Deluxe giving us 24 cups and 96 tracks, it's going to be impossible to top and impossible to go back. I think we're getting 12 cups in the base game, 7 Nitro cups with 28 new tracks, and 5 retro cups with 20 classic tracks. I think because of how many retro tracks we got in the Boost Course Pass, they're going to make it a little more uneven. I think my predictions for what the 20 retro tracks will be could be its own separate video, but I think I'll wait until we learn what the new mechanic of the game is, if there even is one. I think 48 tracks is a good solid number of tracks for Mario Kart to have. For the 7-5 split on the cups, I think I'll give it 3 stars. I think they're more likely to split it equal like they always have. For 48 tracks number as the base game, I'll give it 4.5 stars. I think if they're upping the number, it's a perfect amount for base game without being too high or too low. Next are the characters. Because we know there will be 24 races at once, we'll probably have a roster size about the same as 8 Deluxe, or maybe even more. However, I think the major crossover characters will not be returning. I know a lot of people love the crossover characters, but having them here would just make people clamor for more, beg Nintendo add other crossovers to the point where it'd basically be Super Kart Brothers. I feel like it'll strip Mario Kart of its identity a bit. Now, I said major crossovers, because I can see the base game having a character or two similar to Rod from DS. Maybe something far out there like Game & Watch or the characters from Nintendo Labo. And I'm gonna be real with you, I didn't know these characters existed until I wrote it down in my script and Googled to make sure that there is characters from Nintendo Labo. As far as adding new characters, there's a good chance we'll get characters from Tor who haven't made an appearance in Mario Kart yet. Hammer Bro, Monty Mole, Nabbit, and maybe even Poochie. Now as for characters brand new to Mario Kart, I think there's one Mario Kart character that needs to make their Mario Kart appearance. Goomba. Come on, how have we gone so long without Goomba being a racer? I get they have no arms, but has that stopped them before? And yeah, they're usually obstacles, but Monty Mole is both an obstacle and a driver too. Goomba is such an important character to the Mario series, I think they need their time to shine. For the other characters, I think with the Mario movie seemingly having a bit of influence on the new Donkey Kong design, why not bring Foreman Spike back into the Mario universe and into the new Mario Kart game? I think of all the old Mario characters to bring back like War or Koopa Kid, Foreman Spike would definitely be the number 1 character to bring back. That and two other old farts that is, Toadsworth and Egad. Toadsworth was reduced to driving the winners in the parade and Double Dash, and Egad was almost in DS but didn't make the cut. With the 1000 Year Door remake and 2 Luigi's Mansion games since 8, or 1.5, I think it's time to see these old geezers return. I'm sure there's a lot more characters who could and will make a return, but I think these few had the highest chance. Alright, let's rapid fire the characters. Nabbit, Hammer Bro, and Monty Mole get 5 stars. I think their chances are incredibly likely having already been in Tor. They also show up pretty often in other Mario titles. Other characters like Tor, like King Bob-omb or Poochie, I think have less of a chance. I'll give them 3 stars. Gooba, and I hate to say it, 1.5 stars. I feel like they really don't want him in the game, but I want to be proven wrong so bad. Foreman Spike, I'll give 2.5 stars. I could really see him going 50-50. On one hand, yeah, he's a bit relevant again because of the Mario movie. On the other, they might just put him back on the shelf to collect dust. Egad and Toadsworth both get 2 stars. The same about Foreman Spike can be said about these two. Yeah, they're a little relevant again, but are most likely going to be thrown back on the shelf. New items are a big one, and I feel like it's really hard to make a reasonable guess as to what items will or won't return, let alone what new items could join the fray. There's also this thing on the track, which we still don't know anything about. It could be a new item or mechanic. But let's go over some ideas I have. All or most are from games that have released after 8 Deluxe. Double Cherry could create a clone of you that could trick other players and take a hit for you. The Bubble Flower from Wonder could throw bubbles forward, and racers who are hit will have slippery traction on their tires. And lastly, the drill from Wonder can make an appearance, and I have a few different ideas. Pressing down while using it could allow you to dig into the ground, dodging anything the game throws your way. Or maybe it could dash forward, acting as a boost, and if you hit an enemy you can steal their item. This function is a bit too similar to the Boo, but I think it could be a good replacement, allowing for a bit more strategy. There's already a bubble item in Tor, and drills were a concept for 8's main mechanic before anti-gravity, so I think there's a chance for either one to get in. That's all I have for new items, but a mechanic I want to return is throwing a blue shell behind you. Only in Super Circuit can you throw a blue shell behind you and it'll wait for first place to pass by on the next lap like a landmine. You can do this with a red shell too, but I think only returning for blue shells would be the best. I think it'll be funny to have everyone see a blue shell and come to a stop waiting for someone to take the bait. Double Cherry I give 1 star. It'd be interesting to see, but given how we have 24 racers, I can see it getting even more hectic or causing problems for the consoles if everyone uses a Double Cherry. Bubble Flower I'd say 4 stars. It's one of the most relevant Mario items right now, and I could reasonably see it. The bubble item from Tor helps too. The drill, I'd give 2 stars. Also relevant because it's from Wonder, but I see it as less likely than the Bubble Flower. For the blue shell mechanic, it can only be 1 star. As much as I want it back, I can't see it being a thing. Next is DLC. I think it'll probably be like Mario Kart 8's DLC, 2 waves with 2 cups each. Now this is where the crossover characters come in. I said earlier I know a lot of people love the crossover characters and I'm one of them. I just think the base game should be the Mario cast. Now what Nintendo series should be represented in this DLC? Well, we already got F-Zero and 8, so let's get another Nintendo racing game in here, bringing Kirby. Maybe they could have a track ripped straight from Kirby's Air Ride. If they did, I'd probably choose either Checker Knights or Beanstalk Park. For characters, I think they'll give us the classic Kirby, Meta Knight, and King Dedede. The original DLC had 3 new characters for each wave. All 3 weren't crossovers, but I think we could bend the rules a bit. The other series I think could be a crossover could be Pikmin. We know Pikmin is Miyamoto's baby, and with how well Pikmin 4 did, I think it has a genuine shot. A Pikmin track could be based on one of the levels from the game or multiple. I could see one of the basic forest areas being a track. Forest of Hope, Sunspeckled Terrace, or Garden of Hope. For characters, Olimar is the face of the franchise, so he's in. There's not a lot of other characters for the Pikmin franchise to choose from. Louie's an obvious choice, but I think with how well Pikmin 4 did, I think Shepard would be the best choice from that game. Why not the real star of the franchise, the Pikmin themselves? Maybe it could be like a set of the 3 original Pikmin types manning a vehicle. I think that would be so dumb and funny. Real talk though, if we somehow got Pikmin in Mario Kart before Goomba, I would flip. This part is definitely more hopes and less predictions, but I think these 2 are the more recognizable Nintendo franchises to choose from for DLC crossovers. Okay, there's a lot to go over and rate. First off, the amount of DLC. I think 2 waves is a great size, bringing the track size to a nice 64 if it's 48 tracks base game. Let's go 4.5 stars. Kirby and Pikmin being the 2 crossover series is probably not as likely as I think it is. I said Kirby because F-Zero already had representation, and yeah, Kirby has a racing game, but only one racing game, as opposed to F-Zero being a racing series. However, of all the Nintendo franchises to choose from, I think Kirby fits well into the Mario Kart style. Not only that, but they made a reference to Kirby mixing it up with Mario Kart characters in the Smash Bros. Trailer, so the odds are there. 1.5 stars. Pikmin on the other hand is just as, if not even more tricky to reasonably predict. It's definitely less popular than Kirby, Zelda, and Animal Crossing, but it has more relevancy than F-Zero. But again, racing series. I think I'll also give Pikmin 1.5 stars. Now let's say yeah, these are the 2 series they cross over with. What about the characters and tracks? Kirby, King Dedede, and Meta Knight are the most recognizable and consistent characters in the series. No doubt each is a 5-star choice. A direct track from Air Ride, while cool, would not really be something Nintendo does. 1 star for that. Pikmin on the other hand is a lot trickier. Olimar's gonna need 5 stars as he's the face of the franchise, but I can't really say that about the title characters of the Pikmin. Trust me, I would love to see these guys as racers, but I feel like there are some complications. From the Pikmin type to the size of the characters, but even so I think they could work. I'd give them 3.5 stars. Shepard on the other hand would probably get shafted in favor of either Louie or Ochi. I'd give her 2 stars. Alright, now let's talk gimmicks. Let's be real, I have no idea what to even talk about for the new gimmick in this game, so everything I say is a 1 star because I can't fathom any outrageous idea I had being real. I guess let's start with the thing we've had our eye on for a while, the orange thing in front of the diner. I've seen some people say it's a Wonder Flower or Wonder Seed, but I highly doubt that. It looks like it's on fire. Because it's available for anyone on the track to pick up, I don't think it's a speed boost. Maybe special items are making a return? Maybe they work differently and run on a meter or something, and this item fills that meter. I've heard people say gas could be a thing in this game, but not only do I not want that, I highly doubt it. And if it's real, I'll eat a shoe or something. You get the idea. No way that one's real. I go on and on about speculation, but I think I'll leave it at that. Now for the last one, the release date. We still don't know when the Switch 2 is going to be released, so it's incredibly hard to gauge when this game will follow. Now Mario Kart has never been a launch title for a system, usually releasing a year or 2 after the console. The only exceptions to this are Mario Kart 7 and 8 Deluxe. For a long time, I thought the new Mario Kart would be the same way, and I believe it. But at the same time, would they tease a game and release it a month or 2 after launch and instead make something else a launch title? The answer is yeah, probably this is Nintendo we're talking about. In all seriousness, I could really see it being 50-50, but I'm leaning towards it being like 8 Deluxe and releasing it 2 months after the console. If the rumors are true about this being a June release, I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say July 25th release day. So what do you think? Any predictions for the release day? What do you think that orange fire is? Do you have any other characters, items, or track ideas? Leave them in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe, like, something, Blue Sky Twitter, check out the playlist and other videos. I'm going back to playing Xenoblade X. Bye!